Today we'll be taking a dive into the mid-century American classic A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. Set in the 1940s New Orleans, the show follows a woman, Blanche, who goes to visit her sister Stella and her new brother-in-law, Stanley. After their initial meeting, Stanley has reason to believe that Blanche is hiding information, and possibly money, from Stella and himself. Late one night, the girls come back to Stanley's poker night where he and his friends have been drinking. An altercation between the couple breaks out, stunning Blanche. Blanche develops a relationship with Stanley's friend Mitch, and after finding out information about Blanche's mysterious past, Stanley reveals this information to both Stella and Mitch. The play climaxes with Stanley sexually assaulting Blanche in Stella's absence. This results in further psychosis for Blanche and Stella calling for her sister's institutionalization. It's important to note that at this time in the given locale, racial tensions were quite low. This is juxtaposed with Blanche's old-school ideas. Also at this time was the shifting and redefinition of gender roles, with men recently returning from war to a workforce full of women. The playwright, Tennessee Williams, commonly wrote of misfits in his plays, considering himself to be one. This play is riddled with themes including misogynistic overtones as well as gender roles, discrimination versus tolerance, and toxic love. Despite these seemingly blatant statements, Williams once said that, "I have never been able to say what was the theme of my play, and I don't think I have ever been conscious of writing with a theme in mind. Usually, when asked about a theme, I look vague and say, it's a play about life." In his youth, Williams had many negative family relationships, particularly with his father, who was, quote, stingy, crude, and drunk. This offers possible inspiration for Stanley. However, Blanche's origins are somewhat contested, with suggestions pointing to both Williams and his sister, who suffered an emotional breakdown resulting in her later lobotomy. The script is Williams' most well-received, resulting in a plethora of adaptations, including the 1951 film that launched Marlon Brando's career. The set calls for a small home for Stella and Stanley, something Blanche least expected. In the script, it is made known that a curtain acts as a room divider in the house. Additionally, the script calls for some exterior scenes featuring the couple's upstairs neighbors. With this in mind, I thought it'd be important to create a playing space that isn't too cramped and allows a sensible and coherent flow. The majority of the scenes take place in the home, so I felt it made the most sense to keep a stationary set. I also felt it would be an interesting choice to not use a full curtain to act as a divider, but rather offer the illusion to the audience while allowing them to still be present in the other room. As for the lighting, a few ideas came to me during the initial reading of the play. Some scenes that specifically stood out were Stanley's poker night and Blanche's rape. As for the poker night, I thought it would be an interesting choice to incorporate a slight red tint. I feel as though a full wash would be overwhelming though, so I likely would opt for a more subtle stream of light coming from outside the window. This would aid in creating a romantic and seductive aura surrounding Blanche and Mitch. As for the assault, I felt like it would be more impactful to involve a simulated storm. This would add to the intensity and fear during this crucial scene. I would of course also involve sound, but as for the lighting, I would start with a light blue wash. During the actual violence that occurs after the dialogue, I would use a flashing light every few moments in conjunction with thunder sounds to simulate lightning on stage. I feel like this would be highly effective and unique from other productions. As for my feelings on this course, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I was involved in theater in both middle and high school and still felt like I learned a lot from this class. I also have a much deeper appreciation for a number of aspects of this craft. I definitely intend on reacquainting myself with performing following this class, be it through the university or through other community involvement. That is, once I am once again able to safely do so.